Hello, everyone. Welcome into another episode of First Look as we have a look at Noriega's new amphibian here, the Riviera FN.333, known in the States as the CB. I think there's a producer more local to us that has him under that name. It's got a split tail rear facing prop here with reverse capability, which we'll get to jump into here pretty shortly. But a very cool aircraft. I've flown it only a couple times, and I just wanted to give it a proper first look here so you can see all the details and all the elements that go into Noriega's fantastic aircraft. The other one being, for this sim, the other one being the C-22J, which I also find fantastic. So we'll pop over on to PE. We are right now at Concrete, Washington, which is just at the base of Baker National Park and Baker Lake, which we'll go do some amphibious landings, and then I figure we'll head toward maybe we'll stop at Payne or something that we can pick up a little bit of control, maybe get some flight following through the Bravo, something like that, potentially down to South Lake Union. I don't know. That's quite long at that point, but we'll see. I don't want this one to go too long. I just want to kind of check it out. We'll do a short flight, and that will be that. Concrete is 3, Whiskey 5, if you're interested in this location. A great little scenery put together by Orbex. They've done several for kind of rural Washington, which of course I appreciate. A lot of these places are places that I visit with my family on a yearly basis. We love Baker National Park in particular. Okay. Well, I guess before we get the full details inside, just the full outside detail. There's no tablet or kind of walk around features for this aircraft, which is that's holding true to what he did with the C-22J too. Just obviously a fantastic external model, but no really extra bells and whistles in terms of what you might see with the C-Ray or some of the other ones where you actually bounce around outside and do some checks, check the fuel and all that stuff. So um, yeah, let's get in there. So both doors are fully functional. Swing all the way open. You just click the hinge here to close them. Very nice sounds. It's a bit echoey in here, which I imagine just because of the way it's kind of bulbous at the front, that it might be. It's actually rather tall, and the center of gravity for this thing's quite high, so it's pretty easy to tip. One of the things I usually do, just for a little added stability, and just to see how it feels a little heavier, I usually throw in um, somewhere around 80-85%, and that seems to ground it a little bit better. From the external, when you add weight, you're going to get added passengers in the plane, and that's external only. It clears out internal, which I'm fine with. Some people, like the option in the tablet, to change all that. Um, but yeah, no avatars on the inside. These vents you can just click drag to close open as needed. So you can see that there. I still have not figured out what this does. So if you figured out or let me know in the comments. And if I am able to look it up in the manual, I will let you guys know what I find on that. There is some electric. It definitely does something electric. I thought maybe it was trim. I don't think it's trim. I also don't think it's. I was thinking maybe it's a water rudder, but the switch is over here, so I'm just not sure what it does. I can't find anything visually to key me in on what it does. So I'll have to probably look that one up. But if you guys know, just let me know in the comments. Before we get started here today, just a reminder you can become a sustaining member for the Hermanos organization, patreon.com/Hermanos VA. Right now, you get a 7-day free trial for that, and you get access to dozens of libraries, sceneries, and so much other good stuff and insight into what I'm doing and what I'm thinking about in terms of running the organization and much, much more. You can also check out our website at hermanosva.org. And please, please catch us live Fridays and Saturdays, either on this channel right here on the YouTube or over on the twitch.tv/Hermanos VA. So I'll go for battery. I'm just going to go ahead and throw pretty much all of our lights on right now. We don't need panel lights. All that comes on after start. Fuel is going to be on the upper right hand. Let's go ahead and start at the left. One note about the fuel here is to switch tanks. It is kind of important for balance because you'll even see it start to tilt a little bit. It's that it kind of sits high, right? So as you're draining one, it really you can really tell. But you can't really go to the other one without switching to off. But I will note it doesn't create any sort of serious, just a small gap in the flow. So it's not too bad. But of course, if you have this under controls, which I know many people do, then you can just use your switch left, switch right fuel controls, and that would be fine. Sorry about that. This will be sort of raw and uncut today because I don't have a whole lot of editing time right now, but I did want to show you guys this. Just a little bit of a side note. I got interrupted there, and that may happen again. Okay, so you can move these vents 360. You can kind of see that. You got your temp up here as well. So we are on left feed, and we'll just mixture's full, prop is full. And yeah, we're just gonna get the mags and get a start in here, crack the throttle. There she goes. So a little bit, and I don't know, maybe it's because it's rear facing and there's quite a bit of space between where you're sitting and the engine, but it does feel a little bit light on sound. External, you can obviously hear it. And you can see that wonderful exhaust there, which I just think is so cool. What a cool little thing. Okay. This is a bit... They need to tone this down, I think, a little bit here. So obviously, the vibrations is one thing, but it's almost like it's having to re-render itself because it's just so spastastic. So they might tone that down by a couple factors, or however they're doing that. It is a nice touch. It's just, in my opinion, a little bit over the top, maybe. So we'll go for Chen, get the pitot heat on. We're going to be VFR. And I guess I'll put an altitude in case we want to... in case we want to... Do I have live weather on? I do. In case we want to cruise for a bit, I probably will want to show you kind of heading and nav modes. This GPS is actually not the GPS. The avionics are fully capable of. You can auto fly a radial. You can have all your holds, and all of these are functional as far as I can tell, which is really cool. So we're sitting. I didn't realize concrete was so close to sea level. Actually, I thought this whole area was quite a bit higher. We get away with it, I guess, 1,500. And again, I'm not really going to be in touch with control until we get kind of back toward the Seattle Bravo, which will be a little bit. So I'll show you floats and everything. I could probably show you now just... So your wing floats come down, which I think is lovely. And I also really like how slick it looks. You really wouldn't even notice those. You just think they're tip tanks. So I just think I think it's a for as tiny as it is and kind of as much of a niche aircraft as it is. I think it just has so many features and cool looking things. Water rudder. I think I can drop without scraping it out here, so I'll show you that really quick. Water rudder drops. And that thing it provides a lot of control. I mean, this thing's very nimble on the water, as you'll see in a little bit. It could practically do donuts. And I'm not talking about kind of big donuts. These are, you know, some of those planes where you have a limited capability of controlling it rudder-wise on the water. This is not one of those. This has pinpoint, really can do hairpins out on the water. It's really nice. I do wish maybe I would like to be able to switch this second. I do like that it has 2 nav radios and are functional with CEI, but I would like to see an NDB. That's just me. Some of the places I might fly this that are kind of on the water, some of them that may have worse weather, things like that, would maybe still have NDBs above VORs. And in our case today, for example, the closest nav aid to us is an NDB out in Skagit Bay. So no NDB, full DME, which is great too. And we'll probably get into that in a little bit. For now, I guess I'm just going to tune Pain because that's where we're going to end up, which is 10.6. And it's pinging something that's 13.9. I don't even know what that is. Let's see, 13.9, is that on the other, it can't be on the other side of the mountains. I'm shocked we're receiving it on the ground here. It's got to be something behind us. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know what 13.9 is. I don't see it anywhere close to me. Might be up in Canada. Is it Whatcom maybe? No. Whatcom's a Vortac 13, so it's not Abbotsford either. I don't know what that is, but we'll have Pain in there. And again, we won't be using that for a little bit until we get up and out of the mountains. All right, let's go land this on the water in Baker Lake. Try not to be too long here. Oh, let me just connect to the network. You can hear that really nice parking brake set. And let me just connect. I think I made Yankee Victor 829er Alpha is the code. We are an FN.33, which is the ICAO code if you were interested in that.
Pilot Edge connected.
And I will note just before you get going here, you are able to change these in the customization menu back at the world map before you spawn in. When you're choosing your livery, you can change these out, and it does come in with that nice combination color. It's not kind of that gaudy, either white or black that just ends up somewhere else on the plane. So I actually like that, and I've said this before, I like the ability to customize it in that menu. Some developers just want to keep the plane in its original state. They want the original livery with the original number and all that, and I can respect that too. It's just nice when you're flying on network and want to switch codes, you can do that. There are some minor persistence elements. The vents persist in place, and I think some of the, like if you were to leave your water rudder down or something like that, it would come in that way too. So just some basic persistence, nothing crazy there. So if you do load this aircraft, it takes some go to get it rolling on the ground, which I feel like is pretty reasonable. So if I kind of wobble this thing, right, you can see how easy it would be to tip, even with the weight in there. You can see kind of how it's shifting around as you rock back and forth with the rudder. We'll go ahead and do, let's see, you got a CTAF frequency out here? if we do. Let's see, Mears Field. So it looks like we're departing what, west? Clouds. It's got us departing east, actually, I think. Yeah, it's got us departing east over the river, based on wind. CTAF is 22.9. Mears traffic, Yankee Victor 829er Alpha, taxiing runway 09, via back taxi. Mears. I think it's 09, oh, correction, runway 07 for 829er Alpha. Braking is, he's used the sound from the C-22J for that kind of high-pitched screech. And we'll go ahead and, really quick here, I'm just going to turn off multiplayer so I can distinguish any traffic. Unlikely we're going to see traffic out where we're flying today on PE, but you never know. Mears traffic, Yankee Victor 829er Alpha departing runway 07 via Baker Lake. Mears. Locked up, my rudders were locked up. Just put it on the outside upper range of that manifold pressure and let it roll. And with this weight, I found rotate to be just over 80, 85. So there she goes. So gear's going to come up, and what we should see is one light down here in the center for water. Now, you need 3 reds down there to land on the water. The reason is you need the floats. You cannot land this thing without the wing floats because of the shape of the hull. You will tip over. So we're going to go ahead and pull those floats out straight up. You just down on that lever. You can see those dropping. So there's your little town of concrete. And this is Baker Lake right up here with Mount Baker right there. Partially man-made Baker Lake is. I think Baker Lake proper is through the next gap, and I think is natural, but this, it's been made into it's kind of an inflamed reservoir because of the dam that's right below us. Right, where'd it go? It's right down there. Right there. So, one of the things that's really impressive about this, and we'll go up to the north end of Baker Lake here. Mears traffic, Yankee Victor 829er Alpha is in left base over Baker Lake, 2,700 final call. Mears. We'll head up to the north end here, and we'll land in that section, which is generally where we do a lot of camping in the summer months. And it's a great day to come out here because it's a nice fall day, almost across the entire west, actually. It's just very nice out west. I've been looking to do an IFR kind of challenge flight on P, and the weather has not been there. By weather I mean bad weather, to do some practice. So that's nice. It's nice certainly for this flight to have such a pretty day in the fall. So fully adjustable prop, right? So we're basically in cruise right now. So go ahead and pull that prop down to I've been having it like 2100 in the cruise, just at the lower end of the green bands. And I still have, you'll notice, I still have a lot of room in the manifold to push this as far as I'd like it. You can easily cruise at 140 knots indicated, which is, I mean, that puts it in a category of its own in terms of kind of ultralight recreational aircraft that are amphibious. I mean, the Sea Ray does about 90 knots. What's the ants one? I'm forgetting it. The Drifter does, 85. So this is, I mean, this is legit. We did a little bit of an intermission. Ended up actually being the end of the stream for the Hermanos event, and I had Twin Otters out there. We were pretty much holding about the same speed. So let me show you a little bit of heading mode here. So we'll just put the heading right out in front of us. We can also, we're at 2000. Why don't we go ahead and put 2005 in there, and we'll just do AP and heading. And if you arm this, you'll get that altitude indication, and it will auto level you out as it should for the Bendix. So it's nice to see that working. So it'll come right back down, level at 2,500, and obviously you can roll your heading as needed. So there's your little heading demonstration. And let's get off now because I'm gonna land. So you see our floats are still down. So we are good to land on the water. And you can't really tell it because of the backlighting right now, but that water thing is lit up too. So once you see those, you know you're good. And I love that the flaps range is huge in this, so I can just flap out straight up. It is pretty easy to porpoise. One reason is it's fast and kind of slippery on descent. It's pretty hard to get below 80 knots. And then once you do, it's a small margin of error before you're kind of nose up. We'll see how it goes. I will also show you the prop reverser here as we land. Below 80 and down. So pull that prop reverser now. Oh, yeah, see, that's the stall horn. It is it's not an easy thing to land on the water. I'm getting better, but the reverser really helps. And what I find is if you just give that just a little bit of rotation backwards, right? So you can see we're going backwards now, which is pretty cool. And so we'll throw that back and forward. The other thing is you don't have to drift and you're not a victim of currents. Let's drop that water rudder, and you can see how crazy sharp turns you can do in this thing. I mean, look at that. Tight donuts. We can do this all day. So, very nimble. And then the last thing that I really love about this is when you're ready to anchor, boop, you ain't moving. That's it. I've been wanting an anchor for one of these for a long time, just because you just kind of a victim of wherever you drift. Even if you obviously you cut the engines, you significantly slow down and barely move, but you just kind of float into the land, or you can't actually pull up to a dock, you know, stuff like that. That makes it a little bit annoying. So that's that. There's your water landing. We'll go ahead and take off, and we'll head toward. I don't really know where we'll head toward, but generally out of the mountains, I think. So let's go and do that. So we'll pull the anchor. Still got our water rudder down, which is going to play a factor here pretty quick. That full prop in there. So porpoising on takeoff too, you want to, I'm applying just a little bit of downward pressure because I really want to get up to, love to get up to 80. It's very hard to push past 70 on the water. Not quite sure why. Yeah. Okay, we're off. I think we got it. So we're gonna pull that water rudder up, get some of these drag elements moving up and out of the way. Float's coming up. That's part of it, right? Taking off with those extra things out there. Then we can start to pull these flaps. So we're not going to get to Paine VOR until we either climb or get into this the river valley that basically is Highway 20. It heads back out to I-5. So one or the other. I don't particularly like to fly this thing super high because I just don't feel like that's what it's for. You know, heading west, maybe 4005, just to have some clearance and be able to exit the mountains a little bit sooner, but not too much beyond that, I think. So let's go ahead and set a heading, set that altitude. Arm that, and we'll come up. I find 700 feet per minute, 800 feet per minute, a pretty nice climb rate. Probably push it a little bit beyond that, but you know, depending on your weight, and we're in the mountains too. So we're gonna want to head to the right here, like a 210 heading ish. I've never heard that announcement. Fixed pitch? What does that say? I don't know what that's saying. Has intro. Oh, I know what it is. Climbing to, maybe? Oh, flaps? I think it's flaps. What does that say, though? Check pitch 2? I can't really understand. If you guys know what that means, let me know in the comments. That's new to me. But I was pushing kind of that stall range, and I didn't have my flaps totally clean because I took off with more than just normal takeoff flaps. So forgot to clean them all the way. Let's tune. Seattle approach on the north end. .28.5. Might still be too far north. There's that beautiful valley opening up. We can pull that prop back down. Still in the climb, so not all the way. About to level out here. There we are, level. I don't know if I mentioned it, but you did see me switch fuel back there and just kind of keep an eye on keeping it balanced. So actually we didn't even drain that much out of left going up to the lake, so not a big deal. Probably do the rest of the flight on the right. Maybe switch one more time just for kicks. So once we pick up, so it looks like we're 45 miles northeast of Painfield. So we should be somewhere southwest, should be the direct course. Oh, that's south. It's directly south of us. So we can, just to show you guys, we can fly nav. I was hoping we could get speed here once I turn direct. May have made this turn a little bit early. At 4,500, so coming back to intercept it. Yeah, no speed. It's only, I don't know why it's only, we'd have to clock it to get speed, which you could do. But, you know, you can see indicated 133. We're probably flying a little into the wind, so we probably, you know, we might be grounding 130 right now. But still, I still have some space on that green band on the manifold. So yeah, this thing is quite zippy for a little guy. Well, we've been through all the features. So it's just a matter of getting into some sort of control range here. Pick up flight following. And then call it good. I have my radio and everything set up right. Let's see. Seattle approach, good afternoon. Yankee Victor 829er Alpha is Marchetti Foxtrot November 33, 40 miles north of Painfield, flight following to Painfield 4,500, please.
Yankee Victor 829er Alpha, you need to pick a valid registration.
Oh, do I need a valid registration? It's not a valid registration? Roger, I'll relog and change. Thanks, Minor Alpha. Does it have to be a US registration? I didn't even know that.
Pilot edge disconnected. Pilot edge connected.
Seattle approach, good afternoon. November 829er Sierra Victor. It's Marchetti Foxtrot November 33, 40 miles north of Payne. Flight following to Painfield 4500.
November 829er Sierra Victor, Seattle approach, squawk 4312.
4312, 829er Sierra Victor. course, my call was outdated.
Monterey Tower, 850 Romeo on the ground, 28, looking for general aviation parking.
November 850 Romeo, exit left, taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground.
Exit left to Alpha, monitor ground for 850 Romeo, thank you.
November 189er, Sierra Victor, radar contact 25 miles north of the Payne VOR, the Payne altimeter 3013.
Actually, we were at 3013. Good there. Well, shoot. I didn't know they were limited
Monterey ground,
well, I guess
number 850 Romeo, clear of 28, looking for progressive to general aviation.
I guess it makes sense since they only cover in the U.S.
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead for 850 Romeo, thank you.
Planes registered in other countries that fly here, right? That's new to me. I guess that's maybe the first time I've flown with a foreign registration anyway, but all good. Just got to relog. We are not, I think we got bumped off of, yeah, we had some terrain obfuscation of the VOR, so we got bumped off, of course. So you gotta reset that. Coming into the Skagit Valley here. Actually, we're south of the Skagit Valley at this point. Pretty close to Arlington. That's Arlington out there. Right there. I think I had a scenery for that at one point. Maybe not. I thought there was a freeware one. Nope. So Payne is just on the other side of this. This is downtown Everett here. And Payne is right up on that hill from Mukilteo, which is over here. Whidbey Island over there. So tower is 3295. Current weather. Information is come on, man. Information India. Winds are variable at 4, expecting 1-6. So we'll expect 1-6 left. And I can see 1-6 right from here. 1-6 left, of course, just inside of that, over the Boeing plant. Go ahead and start a slow descent.
Number 18 Niner Sierra Victor, contact Payne Tower 132.905.
3295 for tower, Niner Sierra Victor. Payne Tower, good afternoon, November 18 Niner Sierra Victor, 10 miles north of the field, inbound, full stop at the DIA.
Number 18 Niner Sierra Victor, Payne Tower, runway 16 right, cleared to land, next straight in.
Straight in 1-6 right, clear to land, Niner Sierra Victor. Have us on right! Getting special treatment here! Rolling out the red carpet. Go ahead and, yeah, let's start that descent. So with the straight in, pushing that yellow band now. You can see how speedy she is. I mean, we just flew out of the Cascades to here in whatever, 15 minutes, so gives you an idea. Unfortunately, there's no indication here, which I don't know if that's just certain VORs or what it is, but I thought it did that calculation on any VOR. You can see we are not fully good for a field landing. You'll see we just have the one green, which means basically our floats aren't out. We need the two. We need to lower the gear, obviously. There's downtown Everett. Part of the reason I like this plane a lot too is there's a lot of clearance, a lot of headroom. I don't really feel at any point kind of claustrophobic as I do with some of the other small planes. Start to ease back on that throttle. Let's get the full prop in there as well. that center indicator blinking for in transit and full field on the left. So really do like those indicators. Blown a little bit off course here. Variable wind right now. Welcome to Payne Field. I don't know if I can turn off here. Yeah, let's go ahead and turn off here. You can see how easy that tries to roll. You can sense that, right?
November 18 Sierra Victor, taxi to parking via Alpha Charlie, remain this frequency.
Parking via Alpha Charlie on this frequency, 9 Sierra Victor, thanks. Okay, Alpha Charlie, yeah. So straight out here and then a right turn. It's so crazy to have 1-6 rights at Payne for this plane. So we'll go to the central ramp. Is there a line back there? I think there is. I think it should be here. There's the terminal. Oops, that's Delta. there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the FN.333 by Noriega. Really enjoy this. We'll do a San Juan's flight or something in this next. Don't forget, become a sustaining member over on the Patreon. Patreon.com/EdamanosVA, and give the video a like. You'll let me know in the comments about a couple questions I had, or if you had any additional questions. Yes, I missed the fuel pump again on the start. You can do that right here, just so you guys know. Until next time, have a good one. I will see you on an alphabet challenge or an Hermanos distribution leg at some point here in the near future. Hasta la próxima. Saludos.